why I want to know why is it that Nancy Pelosi had to call the House back from vacation in order to pass this bill? My whole thing is y'all asses should have never went on vacation if this was going on. Y'all should have passed that before y'all.
Agree.
Like, I don't understand. Why are you?
So basically, if she had called them back, this would not have been settled.
Yeah, I don't know why they go on vacations when they have all this looming stuff that's going on. Y'all don't think they should be allowed to go on vacation if y'all have important bills and stuff that has to be passed by a certain time? Why are y'all on vacation?
I can't go on vacation.
That's for sure.
You don't know why that is either. It's like this was done purposely. Like, well, this won't be settled, and we're going to, like Trump was like, yeah, you can all go on vacation. And
our president plays. But my whole thing is, I just feel like ain't nobody going nowhere till we get this looming stuff handled. Same way they did with the trying to pass the bill for the extra $600 a pay for the people that were on unemployment. Why did they wait until the last minute and then the House was on vacation and Congress was somewhere and they couldn't even pass it because nobody was there to pass the bill? Why are they allowed to go on vacation and stuff when it's so much stuff that's looming that they need to handle before they go anywhere? That's the part that I don't get.
I think people are just, I think they're just like whatever.
But my whole thing is are passing bills and laws that people are depending on for to live. Why are y'all allowed to go on vacation? Y'all shouldn't be allowed to go on vacation. Pass it before y'all leave. Either pass it or pass it, but make a decision before you leave.
Because there's real problems going on with that. Like, people are really losing their homes. I think that, like in the beginning, even some of the apartment managers, okay, well, we understand it's COVID. Some of them were lenient with, the rents, and some of them were not. But especially now, it's like, okay, pay me or get out.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think what they need to do is come up with a rule that if the House or, the Senate has something that they have to pass that's super important, nobody goes on vacation until it's passed. Either passed or failed or whatever. Till the vote is taken, nobody gets to go on vacation. I think that's only fair. Because like everybody else, can you decide to go on vacation on your job if you have a lot of work looming or you have something that's super important that has to be done? Are you allowed to go on vacation? Hell no. So why should they be allowed to go on vacation? I think that's insane. That's crazy. Well, let's see if this $20 billion helped the post office any.
Well, the post office was suffering anyway because, with people doing online bill payments and, not a lot of mail is coming in and things like that. So they were suffering anyway.
It was but why him saying that he was going to slow it down is also people who get, like, my dad gets his medicine through the mail. Mm-hmm. Like, the prescriptions and stuff. So you're being selfish saying that you're not going to get them this money and you're removing these devices to help them sort. You're making all these people suffer.
Yeah. Well, you see what happened with the trash.
That's a tactic from our president to try to tamper with the mail to so that he can do some fiddling with the election. But like I said, let's see if this $25 billion helped the post office in any. I'm not even sure it will, because I think like Sapphire said, the post office was failing long before this was. Yeah. Like I said, I know I barely use the mail. Only thing I get in the mail is some damn bills. That's all I get. I don't mail nothing out. I can't tell you the last time I went to the post office and bought a stamp. I don't mail it out. Like, I don't even use mail like that.
That's why they did those forever stamps. They don't even raise the price no more. Like, if you buy stamps, it's a stamp.
Yeah, well, but the funny part is, I know my mother. Me and my mother argue with each other all the time because she'll be like, "Go put this in the mailbox. Go put this in the mailbox." I'm like, "You don't fucking pay that? Like, who the hell does that anymore?" Here she go. I'm not paying nobody no $1.85 to pay a bill. You be like, "Girl, pay that damn $2 and go get on." Like, my mother is good for it. She is good, but that's old school. That's how older people do it. They don't trust online, and they just want to do it by mail, which I think they have the right to do. But it's like, yo, she be killing me. She be like, she gave me a stack of bills the other day. She's like, go put this in the mailbox. That's what I did. I came home, I sat at my computer, I created accounts of all that shit, and I paid them all online. You don't want to pay the $2 a piece, I pay the shit, because you ain't gonna keep it running me back. And then she get funny. She'll tell you, don't put it in that mailbox. Go all the way up here and put it in this mailbox because they picked their mail. I'm like, I ain't nobody got time for
it. I want it to be right outside the actual, like my mom does hers right outside the actual post office. So she'll drive to the post office and put it in that mailbox.
My mom said she like take these to the post office and mail them in the back boxes outside. I was like, I'm not driving all the way to the post office for that. She's like, well, they that mail. I don't give a damn. I came home and I literally took her stack of bills and I set up an account for each one. And guess what I told her? Guess what I told her? I said, Mommy, when you write your bills out, I said, just give them to me. Don't worry about getting no stamps. And just give them to me. I said, I'll mail them. I said, because I got a whole bunch of stamps. She was like, oh, okay. She don't know. I'm paying them online. I'm not doing that. Because she's going to pay $1.85. Pay the damn $1.85.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are. And I do go to the post office, though.
I don't.
Usually I go to the post office when I'm sending something back or if I have to send something certified.
Right. But yeah, like I have reason to go to the post office. Like I said, usually it's either mailing something back that I ordered or something like that. Like I don't do a whole lot of mail business. I just don't. So yeah, I know the post office is suffering. So like I said, hopefully this $25 billion will give them a kick in the back, so maybe they'll get it up and going. But the funny part is, just like anything else, I think, believe it or not, that the post office, I don't want to say it will phase out completely, but I think there are going to be a lot of people, like in the next 10 to 15 years, that work for the post office that won't be working for the post office, because I don't think anybody handles mail like we used to. We're not dependent on the mail. We do everything electronic.
Yep.
We do everything.
But I knew something was coming about, and they started all of this, like Google Pay and Apple Pay. And now they don't even want to take change at like certain stores. They be like exact change or use your.
And I know that the post office is one of our longest standing ways to get mail to and from. But you have to look at this from this point. Amazon was able to come in and do this cheaper and more efficiently. So. You're not waiting a long time for your packages. They're getting your crap to you. So
Amazon I get mine the next day. Anything I order on Amazon, I'll be with my steps the next morning. Mom be sitting right there.
Rolling around with your package, a little blue truck.
Like I could come down like first thing in the morning. Like when I come down to go into my little studio, like 7 o'clock, I open my door. It be like 7 packages on my top step. I don't know when the hell they be delivering them though.
I know I had some
of them do it overnight, and they'll be like your package will be left on. Yeah.
Well, like when do they be out like what 5, 6 o'clock in the morning? Because literally when I come downstairs and I open my door at 7 a.m., I got packages right on the top step.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, praise God, thanks. I needed this.
That's what I'm saying. Now, like even with the big brown truck, like the both of them, like maybe they need to learn their game plan, because Amazon is doing this effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, but so is Walmart. So is a lot of places. A lot of them are doing it. Like you can order. They got this new thing at Walmart. If you pay Walmart a fee, they'll ship your shit overnight too. They'll have it on your steps the next morning. And I tell you what. Although I will say, this Amazon is the devil, because I'm the last person in the world that need an Amazon Prime account. It should be illegal for me.
No, because anything you want, you'll be like, let me go on Amazon.
Yep. I
wanted a red dish rack. I wanted a red iron. I'm all like, red iron. Amazon. Look.
Put it right up.
Pop right up.
Of course, they got everything.
Everything you can imagine.
Where Walmart and Amazon run everything. Because everything I eat in my life comes from Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah.
Besides, if Amazon, I know Amazon, you have Amazon wardrobe and stuff like that, but I don't do a lot of clothes shopping off. But let me tell you something. If Amazon come up with some good ass clothes, that's gonna be it. I ain't gonna be shopping nowhere else.
No, they do. That's where I get my bikinis and stuff from.
They have nice dresses.
Clothing off Amazon. I don't buy
I
clothes.
have. I've gotten a couple of sundresses off of Amazon.
Oh, you gotta
Ain't never
do it.
And they get it right down to the Pacific. Because I think I had put in there green sundress.
You can put in red sundress with yellow polka dots.
They'll get it for you.
And it'll be like ding, 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 ding.
Amazon can get some stuff like I like. I ain't going nowhere else. They give me some stuff like I like. I ain't going nowhere else. Because I get some damn Amazon Prime up. I be just tearing them to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Completely up. What's up? What's next on the topics list, Coach?
Well, the next topic kind of brings a sad thing to my heart, and it's talking about the Philadelphia gun violence.
It's sad.
I was watching something the other day, and they had the new Commissioner Outlaw, on there, and they was asking her a lot of good questions, but I just wanted to. I felt like she was being treated a bit unfairly because I don't understand what makes people think that one person can control all of the gun violence in the city. Like, who do they think she is? She ain't Wonder Woman. Like, I'm trying to figure out. They would say, well, what do we do about people buying guns?
Ain't nothing you can do. Order it online.
You know, it's out of her control. She can't control people buying guns, and she damn sure can't control people shooting other people. So I'm trying to figure out, now mind you, I understand why people go to her because they want to know how is the violence going to be controlled? Like, what are we doing as far as locking these people up? Those questions I understand, but I think a lot of the questions they were throwing at her were kind of silly in the fact that she is but a woman. She can't control how people think. She can't control how people think, and she can't control what makes people do bad things to other people. So a lot of the questions they were asking her was just they had her on Good Day Philadelphia, and they was tearing her ass up. Some of them questions they was asking, I think, was unfair.
She better than me, because I'd be like, this shit is for the birds.
Well, you know what she was trying to explain to them that it is the mentality of the people is why people do the things they do. And she was like, I can't control people's mentality. I can't make someone not want to shoot somebody. She said that we all know that shooting someone is wrong. And yes, we can try to make the law stronger that if you shoot somebody, this is what will happen to you. But she said there's always going to be people who are going to do what they want to do, irregardless of what kind of rules and laws there are out there. And she was like, I don't understand why people think I have the answers to it all. She said, I mean, I can think of programs that we need to have for people that don't have jobs, that people that may commit crimes because they need money. Or she said, but like, I can't control how people think. Like, I can't make somebody not want to pick up a gun and shoot somebody else.
They don't understand that all the plays into it, though. People not having jobs, where we at today with this pandemic.
And then mental health issues. Some people just crazy. It's
they asked her a lot of good questions, but I think a lot of them questions were severely unfair to her because it's like, what do you expect this woman to do? Like, what do you want her to do?
Yeah.
She's sharing some of the mean tweets they get about her. Somebody was telling her to take her black ass back to Portland. We don't need her here. We don't know why she came here because she ain't helping. But it's like, I don't understand what people want her to do. Like, what do you want her to do?
Right.
Like, you want her to go out into the street and arrest every person she sees? Like I don't get how you expected her to solve this crisis with gun violence in Philadelphia. I think it's impossible. Like, she can't. I tell you what, I don't even know why she took this damn job. I don't think I would have took it.
I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't. That's why I was like, this shit is for the birds.
I'm sure she got a big bumping salary and it's probably good on her path to whatever career she wants to have in the future. But I don't know if I would have taken on a job for a major metropolitan city like Philadelphia who has so much gun violence because people really think that she's going to come in and she's going to be able to solve it all. And like, it's impossible. Like, she's one person. She can't do it. It's crazy. So my whole thing is, what would be one thing that you would do to try to solve gun violence in our city?
I don't think that it just starts. That's what I'm trying to say. This problem is like an onion, and there's layers of layers. So there's no way that I would be able to solve gun violence without having some other things available. like different programs for people to get involved in. You don't have no job, let's give out some free job training. Whereas though, here's the thing: if you have a job and something to look forward to, and you're getting money from that, that'll make you less likely to go out and be involved in violence, crime, etc., etc. So I think that even her coming in trying to solve the problem without having strategy is just, you're just walking into a situation where you can't win.
Yeah, I think it's almost impossible. I think there are a lot of things at play. I think, like you said, you have to have a lot of programs. You have to have a lot of community support. I think you have to have. Although I do think that a lot of the laws need to be changed in order to really, really, really impede people from doing the kind of stuff that they're doing. Because I mean, it's not unusual. Y'all ever notice when y'all see somebody, y'all might see somebody that commit a crime and one person get 10 years in jail, and somebody do the same crime and they in jail for life. Like, I don't think we have any uniformity as far as the laws are concerned when it comes to people shooting people or killing people, because, I mean, I know all of the circumstances are different, but I just find it funny that in certain countries, like they talk about overdose in those Arabian countries, like over there in Pakistan and stuff like that, they don't hardly have that many murders. They don't have a lot of, like, domestic murders. They don't have people just walking out in the street killing people.
Don't they stone you over there or something?
But
I think
don't the stone you?
They'll kill your ass. That's why a lot of them don't do it. But the funny part is they're also the kind of people that they don't go out and shoot one person domestically. When they get real crazy, they'll go strap a bomb to themselves and kill 400 people. You understand what I'm saying? Which I like funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like. But even like they talk about, like in the UK, that the police officers don't even really carry guns. Like, yeah. I think in America we're so used to guns because long time ago they gave us the right to bear arms. They said every American citizen should bear arms. So it's like, I bet you they second thinking that now, because I don't think everybody should have a gun. I don't think everybody needs a gun.
No. But they gonna get it. They get it somewhere.
And just for the record, for our listeners, all the Muslims don't strap bombs to themselves. Only crazy people. All of them ain't Muslim. Some of them just crazy Middle Easterns.
They all Muslims to themselves.
Did you say all Muslims?
You want me to repeat what I said? And you know what's funny? Not even that in my statement. I didn't say anything about Muslims, period. I talked about people in Arabian, Pakistani. I was talking about over there, but I never said anything about Muslims doing anything. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, though, do we think that the gun violence in America is simply because our Constitution allows all of us to bear arms? Do you think that could be the problem?
I don't think so, because I don't think that even has anything to do with it in some cases. I just think it's more like, this person has what I want and I'm going to get it, because everybody that's having a gun doesn't have a license to carry. So I don't even think that's a factor.
They don't have a license to carry. Like, the whole point I'm asking is, do you think 700, 800 years ago, when they decided that they was going to put it in the Constitution that all American citizens have the right to bear arms, I'm sure they never thought in a million years this is what it will come to. But do you think that them allowing us to bear arms is a problem?
I don't either. I think it's out.
No, I don't. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that the people that aren't supposed to have them still get them.
But why would you allow someone who has a gun protecting himself to give you the option of being allowed? How does he have that power to tell you, yeah, I have my gun and I'm going to allow you? You shouldn't allow anybody to help you preserve your life. It shouldn't be an option. Nobody should be allowed to give you a gun but you. That's just my opinion. I said, why? Let me rephrase it. Why do we as a people have to wait for someone who is armed and protecting himself to tell me, oh yeah, you can arm and protect yourself too? Just let me know. But if I decide you don't qualify for a weapon to protect yourself, I'm not gonna give you one, but I'm gonna carry mine. That's bullshit. You don't need a license. You just need a will and a drive to protect yourself. Right? Am I right or wrong? You shouldn't wait for a man to tell you to preserve your life. Nobody should be able to compromise your moral integrity or your moral position. Right?
I agree with that.
So we have to stop waiting for them. We have to stop waiting for them to tell us when to and how to protect ourselves. You got to do it imminently. Because danger, you can't wait on 911 to get there. They will like. That's a different show. I'm gonna get out of here. That's a different show.
No, but I do agree with what you said. You're right. I don't think anybody should be impeded from being able to protect themselves and their families. That's for sure. Because I think that's to me that's just common. That's just to me a common thing to do. If you are in danger and you need to protect yourself and your family, of course, you should be able to.
Just an example. Not yesterday, before like some people we know, I'm not going to say names on air, but there's some people we know that was at a spot and somebody threw a drink on a girl that was next, his girlfriend, but the drink got on two other people. And dude had firearms and, they had some words because they got hit with the drink as well. And then it was like, oh, well, let's go get ours. So then the two people that got hit with the drink went to go get their gun. So it was like, that could have been really bad over a drink. You know what I mean?
It wasn't that deep, I don't think, that from what it sounded. Everybody's all hot-headed, really, from everything that's going on, but it's not the next man's fault because you can't go out to the restaurant and have yourself a meal, or we can't do like we used to do in these streets.
But as you can see, these are the actions and mentalities which make these people think they have the right to determine whether we have it or not.
Did he say apologize?
But it's the mentality. When we spaz out and shoot each other over dumb stuff like that, that's when the government steps in and say, hold up, we got to regulate this. I said these are the mentalities and actions that make them, make rules and make these restrictions. And I do agree with what y'all saying. Everybody should not have guns, but at the same time, you can't determine who should have a gun by your mentality alone, because there are pedophiles sitting on the bench letting rapists go because they agree with them. So you might get a white racist judge and you own a business and you're a black man striving out here doing everything legal, and they tell you, no, you can't have a gun because you committed a felon 20 years ago. But you're going to give it to the young boy fresh out of high school who fucking mind ain't right. And his grandpop helped him fill out the license joint, so now he got a gun, but his mentality fucked up. But somebody helped him fill out the license. You see what I'm saying? And now they arguing in the bar, and somebody gets shot because somebody threw a drink on somebody's girl.
Right.
I was just about to ask you that question. Do you think that because people have a felony that they shouldn't be able to have guns?
Absolutely not. Nope. And it is a law. You can still get a gun. It's just so much they make you go through with it. I know a guy, I met an old man, and his partner brought him into the bar when I used to drink. He is actually on a liquor license board. He go and test the liquor. He tests the liquor to make sure they don't water it down, and he got a gun. He killed his wife. He killed his wife, and he works for the government on the alcohol and tobacco board, whatever it is. Yeah, so I think they should be allowed to have a gun. Depending on, I don't know. That's because I'm a felon, so you know I'm going to say that.
To legally have a gun, and what it's hard to get this person a gun. It's like paperwork. It's paperwork like to the 20th degree.
Yeah, it is.
Can you say that again? again, too, because we can't hear you.
I have a relative who is a convicted felon, and they want to legally own a firearm. And when I looked into being able to legally obtain a firearm for my relative, you would not believe the stuff that you have to do in order to get it. Like, it's almost impossible. Yep. So if you are a felon and you're trying to get a firearm, it's almost like, oh my God, you might as well not even try, because that's how crazy the paperwork is in order for you to own a gun if you're a convicted felon. Is absolutely astronomical.
Yep. And Commonwealth is not having it at all. They will not allow you at all ever in your entire life period with a felon to have a gun. That's ridiculous. So now they have these things they call non-lethal weapons that they allow you to get.
Not to mention money that you have to put behind your paperwork to get a gun if you're a convicted felon. It's not even worth it.
It's
not. You might as well not even try it. But I think they did that on purpose. They made it so if you are and you're trying to get a gun, they're gonna make it almost impossible for you to get.
The people that don't even have a legal gun. That's the one that's committing the crimes.
That was my point. Yeah, the young boy, fresh out of high school, never been in no trouble, but he a badass. He just ain't never got caught. He fucked up in the head. Right. He smoked wet all day, but he never been locked up. That cat applied for a gun. They sent it to him right in the mail. They have this thing called FFL. He don't even got to go get it. It's people that they take fees. They take their license, go get the gun for you. All you got to do is have your license to have it in your name. Not permit to carry, just license to have it in your name. They hand the gun to you. It's your responsibility to take it home and leave it there.
They don't buy one.
Well, yeah, but we talking about in a legal sense. Yeah, it's ways around it. But it costs so much money. Sue, you work for the government. Is it $800 for expungement, or have they raised that price too? Is it still $800 just to get your license expunged to try to apply for a gun? Or is it more now?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely it's still that amount of money.
That's just to get your license expunged to try to apply for it. That's crazy.
Let me tell you, not only is it $1,400, but there's a whole lot of other extra fees connected depending on what you were convicted of and for.
Yeah.
So if you got some crazy circumstances behind your conviction, you got to tack on another $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in order to get it. Yeah. Like I said, they make it almost impossible for you not to be able to get it. Unless you're sitting on at least $15,000 to $20,000, you ain't getting it. You're not getting it.
So who ain't gonna go out on the street and buy one for $500?
Exactly. It's easier to buy it on the street because if you try to own it legal with a felon, you can't afford it.
How many of us got desperate family members in need of money will take that $2,000 and buy your straw purchase? Don't do nothing crazy with the gun. Of course not. Auntie, here, take this $1,500, $2,000 and just get that gun for me. And we do it as people. I don't think nothing wrong with it personally. Mm-hmm. Morally, it's okay. It's just legally it's wrong. Morally, it's fine. Legally, it's just messed up.
I've let quite a few people try to get me to purchase a gun for them because I have a license and they want me to buy the gun for them and give it to them. I would never do anything like that. I'm not doing that for nobody. I'm not purchasing a gun for anybody and giving it to anybody. And I'm going to say, I wouldn't even do it for my own husband. I wouldn't buy nobody a gun under my name and then selling it to them. I would never do that. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then the buy, you're connected with whatever.
Yeah, they fuck around, get them more time than they get a criminal that committed the gun. Oh, you bought it for them? They're going to give you either the same amount of time or make you feel like you got the same amount of time. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, as much as I would like to say it, I don't endorse that either. I wouldn't.
Funny? I think it's weird that anybody would ever ask anybody.
Exactly. I was gonna say that. Yeah, I wouldn't really endorse that either because you get that loved one in a whole lot of trouble.
I don't think I would have. I would never have enough guts to ask somebody to purchase a gun for me under their name. I don't have enough guts to do that. I would never even ask anybody to do that.
Well, that's because you got sense.
You would just have to have initial agreement that if they did something with the gun and got caught.
I don't even know why anybody.
Go ahead. I'm starting to talk too much now. Go ahead, y'all. I'm sorry.
Agree with my ass. I don't care what kind of agreement. I don't care what kind of agreement that I had with them. Having an agreement doesn't make somebody not do something. So just because I made an agreement for you not to blow nobody's head off, that ain't saying that you ain't gonna blow nobody's head off.
Q, your whole aura say you ain't doing nothing. Your whole attitude and aura say you ain't doing shit.
Happen, and then
what you say? I didn't hear you.
I said your whole aura let the world know you ain't going out like that.
Your whole attitude and aura says you're not.
Like I just wouldn't do. But you know what? Like I said, I just that anybody like I would never even think to ask somebody to do that for me. No. But then again, I mean, I'm a stranger. I mean, people ask people to purchase stuff for them all the time. But like, maybe because that's just not me. I ain't asking you to purchase nothing for me. I'd rather do it myself. Because if I can't get it myself, then it must not be meant for me to have. So I ain't
want the legal aspects of it because it's in my name. Then it's like when they run it, you know what I mean? That's the same reason why you wouldn't want to buy off the street.
Okay, but your protector, your companion, your husband, boyfriend, whoever they may be, is a stand-up dude, and you know this. You know that he's a protector. He don't never do nothing stupid to give you a reason to think like that. You still wouldn't get him anything to protect himself?
At the end of the day,
no. He didn't.
Get it on the street.
It's still called a straw, what they consider a straw
purchase. Yeah, I get it. But no, I understand what you're saying. He's saying, like, if you have a man who wants to be your protector, and if he can't, get a gun, would you get a gun for him?
No.
I hate to say it. I'm still not getting it. I ain't doing it. You're going to have to figure out you won't be getting it.
But because of the way the law is, talking about it out loud, I wouldn't even put somebody I love in that position anymore. Because if you think about it, they're going to run them through the fucking courts the same way they run you. And it don't matter whether you right or wrong. You might beat the murder case.
I don't want to put nobody in a...
Yeah, you might beat the murder case because it was self-defense. They did come in the house. But because she willfully or he willfully said, yeah, I bought it for her, you going to jail for the straw purchase, and I only got 6 months because it was self-defense. So, yeah, you shouldn't put nobody in that position.
I've watched so many episodes of the first 48 and seen people get in trouble for doing stupid stuff for other people. And it's like, why would you ever do that? Like, don't even put yourself in that kind of situation. Like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. But like I said, back to this Commissioner Outlaw. I wish her all the luck in the world for her job, but she got a hard one. Now, I know that's a job I would never want. Like, I don't never want to have to run a city and try to figure out how come over a weekend 30 people get shot in my city, because it's like what do you do about that? Like, it's nothing she can do about it. All she can do is put the cops out there and try to do the best to arrest the people who do the stuff that they do. But like, I don't necessarily know if she's the answer to why people are doing what they're doing. I don't get it.
No, I don't think she's the answer, but she has a tough job. I do know I wouldn't do it. I almost feel like that sometimes when your hands are tied and there's nothing you can do. Like when we was talking and I told y'all that I had nurses that was out sick, and I had nurses, and then it was like, well, what you going to do? And I'm like,
nothing. I can't do nothing. That's it.
And that's how she is. Like, what can I do? Like, I'm sure every time she get that phone call in the middle of the night, and they'd be like, yeah, she'd probably be like, fuck.
I know. I can only imagine how she feels with the phone call. Not enough.
And this is like on another note, during the pandemic, are you finding it harder to fulfill these nursing positions?
No. I think in the role that my job is in, the type of business it is that it's a wave. So sometimes we have enough staff and not enough patients. And then when we have a lot of patients and not enough staff, it's like, then the staff is like, well, I need to make my hours. So there's times when they don't get all the hours because it's a short day. And then there's times where they have to work a long day. And it's like, okay, so you work a long day, then it's like, oh, I'm burnt out, I'm too tired. But then when you got to go home early, I don't want to go home early. It ain't my turn to go home early. Well, I got to go home early. It's like, you can't win for losing. So you think you staff up. As soon as they see new people coming in, then it's like, well, how many more people you going to hire? That's going to cut into my hours. Now, it's like, well, I told y'all I was getting hiring. So I've been doing it for almost 8 years, so I'm just kind of used to it. So it don't have anything necessarily to do with the pandemic because we still treat all the patients the same. We didn't have a surge in patient volume. Um, it's just like I said, I had a couple people that's out sick. Some people went on vacation, and it's like our company don't really have a vacation policy per se. So we have people that live in other countries. So sometimes they take off a month, and there's nothing you can do because that's just the way the company is. So I have people that's there that's like, that's not fair. They should only be able to take 2 weeks in the summer or 2 weeks here. And I'm like, well, that's not our policy. So you can't regulate that.
Mm. That's a lot. That's a lot. Like I said, I mean, I wish Commissioner Outlaw all the luck in the world. Her trying to do her job. I'm sure she's very stressed out over it. But you know what? Good luck to her. Hopefully she'll figure something out for our poor city.
Yeah.
See what happens in the future.
Yeah.
So our next topic is the city homeless encampment. City, enforce the removal of it. It's encampment.
It's right on the Parkway. It's on the Parkway. It's on the Parkway in front of very expensive high rises that the people pay a lot of money to live in.
Where the children used to play, well, they can't right now. Have their ball games. Right. It's right over there. I saw it. All the tents and all. And my only, I don't know, but seeing it out there because it was such a massive amount of people when you pass by, it does speak volumes as to where we are. We're not doing, I don't think, as well as we should with the issue of the city homelessness.
I don't think we're doing as well as we could, but I tell you what, if I was a person who lived in them high-rise apartments right across the street, and I was paying $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000 a month to live there, I do not want to look out my window and see an encampment of homeless people. I'm sorry, I would be pissed off. I would be pissed to the highest festivity because I pay enough money. I pay enough money to not have to see that. That's why I pay the money that I pay because I don't want to see that.
No,
so my thing.
She said it wasn't like they understood and it wasn't bad, but then the trash
and the feces, porta potties, they was having human feces out there. They was having a lot of problems. My thing though is I understand that people have to protest and they do the best way they. But this encampment been up for about 3-4 months now. Is it fair to the people that live there to have to look at that or smell that like all the time? I would be pissed off.
Yeah. And then you don't feel safe, But I know I was down in North Philly, and I'm in the car and seen a lady just shooting up. She was sitting in one of the folding chairs, and she had the needle. You see needle caps all over. Like the street is paved in orange needle caps, and they just sitting out there. And high as a kite. And I was like, oh my God, look at her. And it's like your kids have to see that. It shouldn't be economic status that would be okay with that.
If you want to see some people getting high, I'm going to tell you where to go. And you can sit on the corner and watch it. Girl, drive down to Lieutenant Allegheny.
I was
and watch it.
It's like zombies.
Girl. Them people around there look like the Walking Dead. They look like zombies.
Yes, I was at
a bunch of poor white people that's on heroin, and it is crazy. It is crazy. So once again, here I know this is not one of our topics, but do y'all remember when they was trying to set up like a legal place for these people to go shoot up? Yeah. Like, do you think they should set up a place where people can legally go shoot their heroin? So it won't be on the street, and you won't have to see it, and you won't have to step over the needles and stuff like that. Do you think it's do you think it's a good idea to have a place where these people can legally go get high?
I don't. No, I think that's putting it over the problem. That's not.
But the problem is going to exist no matter what. The people going to be out there doing it no matter what.
Well, you know something. If you got enough money to add a center where they can go and shoot up, then you need to have enough money. Tell them that they're going there to go shoot up. You can even lie to them and go there to get them some help. That's what I think you should do.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward having the shoot up center, because guess what? If I lived in a neighborhood and I know that neighborhood is prone for people getting high on the corner and sitting on it, because I'm telling you, if you go to all you gotta do is ride up and down Kensington Avenue. It is a hot mess. It is so many people on heroin. It's crazy. So my thing is, if I was a mother of some young children, and like you said, there are needle caps just spilling out all over the street and needles and stuff like that. Hell, send them somewhere where they can go shoot up, because they're gonna shoot up anyway. So why not let them go somewhere where they can do it legally and try to do it somewhat hygienically?
It's a band-aid on a problem, because everybody is not going to go to the shoot-up centers. Just like all the homeless don't go to the homeless homes. No, I know. But
wouldn't that help get some of the people off the street from doing it?
No.
I just think it's a band-aid on it.
You don't think it will help if they say, here, come here, we'll provide you with needles and we'll provide you with this, and if you want to shoot up, you can get high right here.
That ain't the same as sitting in the park with the rest of your other junkie friends.
I don't think that's
going to happen. But your other junkie friends might go to the center too.
Nah. And then I think it's a liability on the center, because you got to make sure you got the Narcan. You got to make sure, yeah.
There's no liability on the center, because everybody that comes in there will sign a waiver and they will have all the things that they need. It's going to be staffed by a full nursing staff and all the rest of that stuff. They had it all ready to go. And they actually had the building that they were going to do it, and at the last minute they changed their mind. And
I don't blame them. But you know what? Who want to work around that? Who wants to work around that? I was with somebody that was on that goddamn heroin, and that shit is no joke. I wouldn't want to work around it. I wouldn't want to be around it. I wouldn't want to be 10 feet to it.
But guess what? There are a lot of health professionals that would gladly do it, because they had a staff of people that was willing and ready to do it. Now, mind you, it didn't go forward because they was getting too much feedback from the some of these some of the community activists and stuff like that. They just said they didn't want it in their neighborhood.
No, I wouldn't either. Look at Broad.
I mean, I don't think I would want it in my neighborhood either. But then again, if I'm seeing 20 people on the corner getting high, why not send them to a center where they can go do it? Like I don't know.
Look at Broad Naomi.
Mhm. What about it?
You see how bad that look? Not Broad Naomi.
Yeah.
From the Sunoco, where they go get the what's those pills called or something? The more
Kensington and Allegheny. When the last time y'all been through K&A? That is the worst. Where they stand up sleep. You said that already? Oh my God. May Allah help them people, man. That is the worst. It looked like a movie.
Said that. All you gotta do is drive into Allegheny and watch it. It's crazy. It is insane. You gotta see it to believe it.
It looked like a movie.
You be seeing 10, 12, 14, 20 people all walking around like zombies.
You see the ones that openly shoot up. They openly shoot up in front of your steps, the Chinese store.
These are heroin. They heroin. They are heroin.
You're going to pull me over because you smell some weed come out my car.
They said Philadelphia has the best heroin in the whole United States.
That's a shame.
We have the what?
They said Philadelphia has the best heroin in the whole United States. If you want to get high on heroin, bring your ass to Philadelphia and Kensington, because we got the best heroin.
I think it's been like that for a while.
I didn't even know what it was that he was on. Remember? It's been like that for a while, because years. When I first started finding out what's going on, I was like, and you wasn't even shooting up. Was you snorting it? And I was like, what's in this little blue bag? I see this little blue bag floating in the toilet. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? So I'm Googling it, trying to find out. I'm asking people that's in the drug industry, you know what the little blue bag is? I'm telling you, the people found somebody on that shit is crazy. He jumped out the car at Broad and Champ Loss and started acting real, screaming crazy, and tore his shirt in front of these girls at the bus stop. He was like, ah! I was like, what the fuck? I had to pray to get away from this nut.
That's insane. So, I don't know. So my whole thing is, let me ask y'all a question. So if you're not for the centers where people can go shoot up, like what do you recommend for the thousands of people, especially concentrated in the Kensington area, that's high on heroin, getting high on the street? Like, what do you do?
How does this get concentrated in that area? Because there's some people that's making big bucks off of this.
No, they moved there. They moved there. People, get high in Denver. They go there for that reason.
Okay, they go there for that reason, but it wasn't always like that.
Well, now in this day and age, I'm sorry to say it's a choice. I hate to say that, and I hate to be like that, but it's a choice now. You walk all the way, you work all week, and you walk all the way to that drug dealer, and you voluntarily. I smoke weed, and I love my weed, but you do it voluntarily. If you survive, and I can't put it on a drug dealer no more because the market, the government has put that shit in a capsule, and they call it Percocet. They put it in another one called it Oxycontin, and they sell it behind a counter and charge you, and they okay, and they don't go to jail. And these people that's hooked on Percocets, oh, my hip broke. Nigga, your hip been okay for 7 years now. You on perks. Hooked on Oxycontin. What's the other one, y'all? A real strong one. It's a medical name for heroin in the pill form. Codeine, right? No, not codeine. Morphine? Morphine, right?
Mm-hmm.
The morphine. So, yeah, it's a choice. And when you ain't been in a war, and when you ain't fell off a ladder and broke your back. Something like that. What they give them in the army when they about to die.
Well, I will say this. I know that the doctors don't prescribe those kind of medications the way that they used to. They used to be giving them out like crazy. Like, I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you can get a prescription for 75 pills of Percocets and stuff like that. They don't even prescribe them like that anymore. They really don't.
Well, but they used to, because after my grandmother died, I remember I went to go talk to somebody, through my job services, and that's like one of the immediate things. After I told her, she sat there and listened. It seemed like she was very empathetic. Then, before I know it, she was like, I'm going to prescribe you something to make you feel a little bit more comfortable. Some Percocet. And I'm like, wait, what? How did we
They used to give Percocet like water. Mm-hmm. They don't do that anymore because...
How was that going to take away any pain? I got myself together right quick. No, thank you. I don't need nothing to make me feel more comfortable.
You know what? Ask anybody that you know that has a severe case of MS. We could be the biggest drug dealers ever. MS is painful. They give us pills all of the time. Mm-hmm. I have stacks of prescriptions for pills. I can go upstairs and show you a bottle of Percocets this big. But the funny part is
you really do have pain. What I'm saying is you may need some of those pills they prescribe to help you with that. My thing is this wasn't going to bring my grandmother back.
I got you. The reason why I heard what you said, but I was saying it because they don't usually give these pills out to everyone anymore. But the funny part is if you go to certain people with certain conditions, they can show you a bunch of pills, tons of pills. Because the funny part, like I said, is they used to give them out to anybody. Now, I even noticed when my mom had her surgery last year, she needed some very strong pain medication. In order for me to get her pain medication, I had to travel outside of the city in order for them to fill the prescription because they wouldn't even fill it in the city. You couldn't go to no CVS, nowhere. I had to go out to the county in order to get it filled. Well, then I had to sign all these papers. I don't remember. We gave her like 7 pills. So I'm like all around trying to get this medicine for 7 pills. It was crazy.
With Shaheen,
I remember.
I sent his father to go get my Percocet. They wouldn't fill it. He had to take go to the CVS. And I just broke down in tears because I was in so much pain. And I called them and I was like, I am in pain. I cannot come. Like, I just had a C-section 3 days ago. I'm coming home. I couldn't even stand up by myself. Yeah. But these pain doctors, like some of the places, we know some people that work for them. And they go there and that's what they be seeking. And then they write them a script. Oh, I was in a car accident. I need something for my back. oh, I was in this, I need something for this. And then certain places won't fill it. They'll be straight out. Like the Rite Aid down the street said, no, I'm not filling it.
You can't even get them filled out. Like that's that. But I think it's crazy. And the funny part is, I feel bad for people who have, because there are a lot of people who are on drugs that willingly are on drugs because that's what they want to do. And there are some people, especially these people like who on Percocets and stuff like that. A lot of them people ain't just on it because they decided to do it. A lot of them people are on it because they may have had an injury or something like that, and they got addicted to it. They got addicted. It's highly addictive. And that, like I said, at the time, they was giving 30, 40 pills away at a time. Now they don't do that. They'll give you a couple, but they're not giving you a whole bunch.
No.
So, like I see, I mean, like, to me, with all these topics that we talk about, to me, there's never an easy solution to it. Because, like you said, a lot of people aren't for the place where you can go legally get high and stuff like that. And I understand, because I wouldn't want nothing like that in my neighborhood either. But then again, it's like, well, what do you do with all these people that's getting high out on the street corners? Like, to me, it's like, half a dozen in one hand and six in the other. It's like how do you remedy the problem? It's hard. Like there is no one clear cut answer on how to fix it.
Again, there's no repercussions for it either, though. So you walk in, even the cops. The same way I drove down the street and saw that lady shooting up, they could see it too. It's almost like the person that I was talking about when I said they was on the heroin fell asleep in the middle of C Street, C and Erie. Fell asleep. I seen the car. I was like, what is he doing? Like, why is he stopped like that? So I'm like, what's going on? And I couldn't leave my car because I had Shahid in the car, and the car was parked in front of a driveway. And then it was like, next thing you know, the cops behind them. And they just let it go with me driving. I walked to the parking lot. So the thing is, if you knew he was high and impaired, why didn't you take him in? Like,
well, my thing is this: with cops and stuff like that, cops can only do so much. What do you do? What's the point of taking somebody who's a drug addict and putting them in jail? That's not helping them. Putting them in jail ain't gonna help them. All they gonna do is get sober and get out and go do it again. How come we keep programs where if you're high and you get locked up, they send you to an automatic rehab or something like that? Why don't we have those things in place? Because taking somebody and putting them in jail ain't gonna help them none.
I think it needs to be a choice.
It needs to be go into the program, or
that person that's getting high, that's their choice.
Yeah, but my thing is, if you're caught getting high, should I send you to jail or should I make you go to rehab? Is what I'm asking you.
Like, take your ass to jail because you fell asleep in the middle of C and Erie.
And I get it. But how is sending him to jail going to help him? I'm sure.
I'm talking about helping him. I'm talking about getting him off the goddamn street.
No, but what I'm saying is taking him off the street and putting him in the jail cell. Yeah, that's helping. Like Coke said, that's putting a Band-Aid on it, but that ain't helping the problem because guess what? As soon as they let him out, he went left and got high again. So that's not helping the problem.
The problem is only a problem for the person that has the problem.
Well, no, it's technically a problem for all of us. I'll tell you why it's a problem for all of us. People, I don't want to be driving by shit. They don't know how to drive a car. Like, I don't want to get into an accident because it's how motherfuckers in front of me. Like, to me, it's a problem for everybody.
In terms of the problem, you got to be receptive to getting help.
But that's why if you think they make it certain time for getting high, I think they should automatically send you to a rehab whether you want to go or not. You don't have a choice. Take your ass to rehab. I'm not locking you up and putting your ass in rehab.
Since you want to fall asleep in the driveway.
Right. You want to drive a car in the driveway. That's great.
It was the street. I think I called you too, didn't I, Cole? I said, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I had to drive the truck.
Well, let me ask you a question. I have a question for you. So, I know you didn't necessarily want to help this person per se. I mean, I know, like, you care about this person to a certain degree, but, like, it wasn't your job to help him stop doing it. But the funny part is, like, how do you help somebody like him? Because clearly they need help. Like, how do you help a person like that?
Leave them.
No, that's helping you, which I understand because I done got the hell away too. That's helping you, but how do we help him? Like, how does he get the help that he needs?
How you gonna help somebody that don't want help?
You like I said, when you lock their ass up, you make it mandatory that your ass can't get out until you go to rehab. I'm sending you. Now I ain't sending you to a jail cell. I'm sending you to a rehab. You can't come out.
Okay, they'll find a way out.
I don't know. But I'm just saying, how come they can't have something like that? Well, if you get locked up 3 times in a row for getting high, your ass don't get to go to jail. You get to go to rehab. It's mandatory. Your ass will be locked up. It's going to be just like jail, but it's going to be a rehabilitation center. How about that?
Somebody that got to the point where they had their license suspended, they have to do a breathalyzer whenever they tried to start the car. People get real crafty. And
I'm sure they do. Drug addicts always do. Drug addicts is very crafty.
He went to
you are right.
rehab. So guess what? It's only when they're ready. Ain't nothing you can do.
Right. I agree, but like I said, you saying when they're ready, I think they should make it so we're motherfucker. I'm gonna make it ready. I don't care whether you ready or not. I'm gonna make it so that you can't come out. You can't decide whether or not what you want to do. I'm gonna decide what you're gonna do.
Chain them into the cell.
Instead of a jail cell, put them in a like they have the maximum security prisons. Make a fucking maximum security rehabilitation center. How about that?
I don't know. Now, who knows? I think it'll be a long time before we can solve that problem.
Yeah, I think it takes more than just, like I said, all the problems that we talk about. There's never one clear cut answer to it. What's next topic, Cooks?
How about with the Christopher Columbus statue? Do you agree?
Well, I don't know if y'all heard that. Remember they was down there arguing about the Christopher Columbus statue when they was having all these riots and stuff. Yep. And the white people wanted to keep it up, and the black people wanted to take it down. Well, you know they took it down, and they decided a week ago that they're not putting it back up. They moved it, they took it, they put it in storage. Now, my thing is this, and this is just my personal feeling. I don't give a damn about the statue. I really don't. Like, I could care less. I don't care about the statue. I don't care about the statue. I don't care about the statue. It's not a big deal to me. But my whole thing is if the Italian people want the statue, why don't they just put the statue in their neighborhood? If they want it, put it in their neighborhood.
That's what I think, because
I
don't think it really mattered to me either, but if I didn't have a close friend that was an Indian, and so I know a lot of the details of it, and how, he led the fight with trying to wipe out, that whole culture. But no, I don't think it should be up there. He didn't do what he said he did. It was all based on a lie. So yeah, if they want it in their community, put it on over there.
But then again, I just thought about something else though. Because even if an abundance of Italian people live in South Philly, who's to say that South Philly is always going to be predominantly Italian? You understand what I'm saying? What happens when more black people, more Indian people move into that section of the city? You're going to have the same problem all over again.
Exactly.
No, I think it's an opportunity. I think it's a part of history. But
it's false history.
What?
It's false history.
Oh, yeah, it is. But that's why I said it's a teaching opportunity. The same way they talking about taking, certain parts of history out of school. Although American history, world history, I hated them both. However, it was a part of who you are. Like, it's a part of what happened. And it's
not happened, but I think what they need to do is start incorporating the real history. Not just all white men that built America. Why not teach the real history? Teach it all. I don't think it has to be black
on my own, or because I went to an HBCU, that's when I got a lot of it. Or if I read on my own when I was younger. In school, they didn't teach me that.
Right. I think what you need to do is rewrite history books and just write the real culture. Write the real stories. Yeah, I think Christopher Columbus and George Washington and all of them should be part of it. But also, let's talk about W.E.B. Du Bois, and let's talk about Frederick Douglass, and let's talk about John Brown. Let's talk about some of these other people. Like, not just, why are we always talking about all these white men that built America? Let's tell the truth. Let's talk about all the other people. Not just black people either. Black people, Indian people, Spanish people. Let's talk about it all. How come we can't do that?
Right. Talk about everybody.
Exactly. Integrate everything. And make it really world history.
Right.
Right. Talk about it all. Just don't keep teaching us the same crap over and over and over and over again. Like, tell us something new. Tell us the real deal. Tell us the real story.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? I don't even think that's going to happen until kids for the next. Well, they are trying to start in certain school districts where African American history is mandatory, which is great, but I don't think it should just be African American history. I think it should be all history. Not just Africans. Let's talk about some of these Spanish people. Let's talk about some of these Indian people. Let's talk about some of these Irish people over here. Let's talk about everybody, not just us. Let's just talk about everybody. How come they can't do that? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part is, all I can say is, my last child will be out of school in the next year and a half. And I don't even know if I was a young person and I was having children nowadays, I would love to see how they're going to be educated, because it's so different from how we were educated.
Oh, it's
how we were educated is so different from how even the kids now are being educated. It's so incredibly different. My whole thing is, even if it's different, I hope the education gets better. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I hope it gets better, not just the bull crap we learned when we was in school, because you could have took that stuff that we learned and threw it out the window, because half of that shit, they was
you got Professor Google, you know, you got, you know, vice principal series, principal Alexa. That's where they get all their information from. So,
well, I do think it's up to the parents to start teaching children a different way. Don't rely on the school just to teach your children. That's what.
I had this conversation with Coco before, though, but that's because we're all educated. But when your parents aren't that educated, then what can they teach you? They can't.
I don't know. They really can't. I agree with that. Well, I tell you what, I'm trying to do my best with mine. My daughter, where's her little certificate? She just got a certificate because I signed her ass up for a financial literacy course, and she graduated. She only had to go 4 times, but guess what? Her ass went to a financial literacy course. Because guess what? I can teach you all of the financial literacy that I know, but somebody might be able to tell you a little bit more than what I know. Right. So guess what? I sent her ass.
I don't blame you.
And I think that's what we was kind of talking about, because I think the kind of person we're talking about, because she has a son that's not doing too great in the school thing overall, and then Sapphire was like, well, what can she really teach him if she don't know nothing? But maybe she can send him to a program.
Let them teach him. If you can't do it, send him somewhere else where they can get it.
But she's somewhere else doing that, and she's not even trying to find out about it. So I kind of understand a little bit what Sapphire is saying. I can tell her, but I can't do it all.
Right. I agree. But like I said, to me, I think I'm very good with money. I deal with dollars and cents every day. But I noticed with my child, especially the youngest one, the oldest one is okay. The youngest one, she the kind of chick, you could tell her something a million times, but she's the kind of person who has to see it for herself and stuff like that. And it was funny because I was sitting down, we were talking about a money market account. How whole financial literacy thing came up, because I feel like I do an A1 job of teaching my child financial literacy. We were talking about a money market account and rolling over a money market account, and she thought that instead of allowing her money market account to roll over, she wanted to do something else with it, and I disagreed. And she didn't think that my idea was good, so it was funny. That night, I got online and I looked up some stuff, and did I not find a financial literacy course at community college, Broughton Spring Garden, and they had a virtual link, and you could sign up for it, and she took the damn course, and she's done with it, because guess what? I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I think I know what I know, but guess what? There's always somebody that can teach you more than I can. So guess what? She went, got her little certificate, and she she said something kind of weird, which was funny to me. She was like, "Mom, I actually like accounting." And I was like, "Who the hell likes accounting?" I think my major was the most boringest major ever, but she said she liked it. So maybe her going into this course sparked an interest in her. But guess what? We still argued over the money market account. But her idea was a reasonable one, and so was my idea. So we just have to decide what we're going to do. But she took her little financial literacy course, and then I kept telling her, I'm gonna keep my eye out for some more. If you liked it, that, and you didn't mind going, and you was okay with it, and you were not sitting down learning, I'll send you to another one.
Yeah, because now she probably want to do some mutual funds or some stock.
Once you understand it, once you have a better understanding, then you know.
Yeah, but like I said, I think as her parents, I think it's our job to teach her how to be financially literate. Like I know a lot of people, adults don't know how to do it. So my whole thing is, if you can grab your kids while they're young and try to teach them something as far as finance is concerned, you should. Because guess what? Everybody, and like I said, you can only teach them as much as you know. But if you can't, if you get to a loss, send them somewhere else and let somebody else teach it. You know what I'm saying?
Or when you don't fully understand something, and you, like you said, and you can't. But see, that's because we understand that. But when you got some of these people that never graduated from high school, and have a lot of children and things like that, like things you're talking about and things we're talking about isn't important. They never made it through school, so either people that never made it through school are like super firm on their children, like I'm gonna give you what I didn't have, or they like, oh well, I can do it. Yeah. Because my kids would come to me and be like, oh, guess what? I got an A. I'm like, I ain't expect nothing else. You know what I mean? But if I was always failing and didn't do anything, then they come to get an A, then it's like, woo, we having a party. But no, that's to be expected. And
well, I tell you what, I feel like when you're a parent and you're responsible for another life outside of your own, I think you have to be very careful with it, and you have to do the best you can to try to raise a child and try to give them all the opportunities that you didn't have, or try to get them on the right path, because it's so important. I feel like it's such an important job to be a parent.
Yeah. Everybody don't have those morals and values, so.
Look, I be doing the best I can, and God, I pray that it's enough. That's all I can say. I be trying to do the best I can, Lord. That's what I be trying to do. Yeah. But anyway, is that it? Is that all our topics, Coach?
Well, we have a biop coming up about Sean Bell's life.
Oh yeah. Well, it was very interesting because I know you guys know about the star Jason Mitchell, who was on The Chi, who got fired for sexual harassment. And he kind of laid low for the last year and a half, and he hasn't been doing anything. But he was actually picked to star in this biopic, and the life of this guy who got shot unwittingly by the police officers. And I think what people were asking is, when somebody gets accused of sexual harassment or something like that, would you be supportive of seeing them in other things? Like, do you want to see them in other movies? Do you think it's important that even though they didn't convict him, he didn't go to jail, was no kind of lawsuit or anything like that, but they were saying that for a minute he actually got blackballed in Hollywood and nobody would touch him and nobody was working with him, but all of a sudden he landed this big role in this biop. I guess my question to y'all is, if somebody, if a movie star or somebody like that gets in trouble and does something wrong, do you necessarily cut them off or cut them out of what you want to, like, do you still want to see them in things, or don't you? Do you say, well, no, he did this and I just don't fool with him?
It's just amazing how, when black men do things, or they may make a mistake, then even with, in Hollywood, then you want to blackball him. This man still has to make a living. Who knows what kind of groups or, therapy he may have went through to try and get himself better. I think I'm more, the first question that came through my mind is, okay, he is a good actor, but I saw Sean Bell before, and they're two different body types.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out how is he gonna pull it off playing a role. I mean, I don't know. I'm the kind of person like this. I can separate the art from the person. And I'm gonna have our super producer G cracking up because he know how I feel about R. Kelly. I can separate the art.
I think I feel differently about this one because with the R. Kelly thing that's happened over and over and over again. There's proof. You got proof. You got videotape that happened. With this one, okay, you know, you may have made a mistake. You may have try to put your hand in the cookie jar. Got smacked. You know, a little sexual harassment thing you got. You may have went through some therapy, got yourself together. I don't think that you should be vilified from trying to make a living with this thing.
Well, I'm gonna just.
I wouldn't look at trying to make a living per se, because I could care less about that. But you know how I feel about how people are wrongly accused of things, and I just feel like you shouldn't be penalized for something, and you didn't go to court for it. It wasn't proven, and I just don't. That sexual harassment stuff, you know, if somebody brush across your arm, it's like, oh, you know, I just feel funny about it. Like you might come on to them and stuff like that, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, sexual harassment. I just feel some kind of way about it.
And I'm the kind of person I can separate the art from the person because, like you said, with R. Kelly, something he was doing, he did it over and over and over again. R. Kelly's black ass is in jail, and I believe that's where he should be, and that's where his ass should stay. But guess what? I still like the Chocolate City album, and I'm gonna play it every chance the fuck I get because that's my shit. Because I love it. I'm not gonna not listen to his music because of what he did. Now, mind you, I think what he did was wrong. He should be in jail. Let his ass stay there. But guess what? Them old songs that I grew up on, that I like to listen to, I'm going to keep listening to them. I'm sorry. Because I like his music. I like his music. Yeah, he's fucked up. And he's a pedophile. He's everything under the sun. I agree. His ass should be in jail, underneath the jail. Guess what?
But this when you analyze next time you listen to Chocolate City or whatever the name of the album is, so analyze it and see if you can see if he was telling you.
Producer, your mic is off.
Oh. All right, never mind.
He probably stepped away.
No, I'm right here.
My thing is this. Clearly, people have started to overlook his allegations regarding him when it comes to the sexual harassment thing because he's actually getting work again. Because he even admitted himself that for a while he couldn't get any work. He couldn't get any work in Hollywood because people had basically turned their back on him. So I guess I'm glad to see that he's back up and he's working and he's getting paid again, I guess. So I guess it's all a good thing. Now, mind you, I'm very interested in seeing the biopic about Sean Bill. I don't have a problem with it. I think it will be somewhat interesting. I don't know what kind. It didn't say what kind of format it was going to come in. It didn't say whether or not it was going to be like a major studio produced movie or if it's going to be something that's strictly on TV or Netflix or something like that. They didn't say how it was coming out, but I would be interested in seeing it. I would watch it. You think you would watch it, Sapphire? Okay. Yeah, I think we lost Cokes.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cokes is going. Let me see if I can call her back. Well, we're coming to an end anyway. We're almost. I'm trying to think. How can I call her? Can I add a person?
There's a way. I've seen it.
Yeah, add a person and call her. Matter of fact, let me see.
How can I add her?
I'm gonna add her right now.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna call her now.
All right, you got it.
Oh, it's saying that she's still on the call. It's saying that she's still here because they had the check mark by her name, but she ain't here.
She talking too.
See, it won't let me add her because usually it'll have by their name whether or not you can add them.
You can't hear her talking?
And it looks like I can't add her because it looks like she's still on the call.
It's something that said add people or whatever. Hold on.
Yeah, but when you type her name in, it has a check mark by her name, making it seem like she's still on this call.
I don't know.
Man, let me see if I can get her back. Yeah, it won't let me add her. It will not let me add her to the call. Sugarfoot. It looks like Jew is still on.
Yeah, I see that. And I see her picture too.
Wait a minute, she sent a message. What's she saying? It says, oh no, that wasn't her. Oh, wait a minute. It says, oh, she's trying to call back in. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to call you.
Can you hear me? All right, yeah, she's trying to call y'all.
I'm trying to call her, but I can't. Let me see.
She's trying to call y'all.
It will not let me add her.
She's trying to call y'all.
I don't know why. Why?
She's trying to call y'all now. Y'all can't hear me?
This technology is
Bluetooth mode.
She's trying to call y'all now.
Why is the green light by her name? Like she's on this call. She's not.
She's trying to call y'all though.
Okay. It's saying she. Oh, there she go. There you go. I was trying to call you. If you know how when you add a person to the call, it'll give you like an X or a check. They already had your name checked in, like you were already still on this call for some reason.
My computer, it just ran out and it just went out.
Oh, okay. So you were technically still on the call. That's what it was. That's why it wouldn't let me add you.
I'm like, this crap here.
Yeah. Well, we were just saying
how to leave without talking about, as y'all know, I love me some shaman. So he launched a self-help and wellness series?
Yeah, he's supposed to be launching his self-help and wellness series. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go, right here.
You better go, Tom.
All right, wait a minute. Let me put my glasses on because I'm going to read it to y'all. Wait a minute. You know I'm blind. I got to get my glasses.
I can't hear.
You said to talk Commonwealth.
You can hear?
I can hear you.
I can't hear Sue. I can't hear Q at all. Oh no. What happened?
You heard me.
Huh?
Didn't you hear me?
I hear you. I just can't hear Lady Q. No, we can't hear you. Oh no.
She said he's launching a new series called Common Health.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's wrong with it. We do apologize for all these darn technical difficulties, honey. Mm-hmm. But it happens.
Sue probably don't know her mic is off.
I wonder if they can hear her too, because I can't hear it, but you can hear her, right?
Yeah, she said it's coming out on Netflix in a month or two.
Woo! Okay, that'll be interesting to see. Yeah. What about Because the next thing was that Deborah Lee's son passed away. You have to report
COCO, you have to join. I think you have to join audio. I think you have to push the join audio button.
That died. They're not reporting out.
No. Sorry to hear that. Keep her and her family in prayer.
You know we can get to talking and just keep talking.
I know.
Yep.
Well, we just want to say we thank you so much for joining us this week. We promise we won't have all these technical difficulties next week. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us, the Three Round Girls. I'm Coco Janelle.
And I'm going to see y'all on the flip side.
Toodle.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Toodle. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Toodle. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. She used to love me in the winter, but she left me in the summer. Block me on Instagram and she even changed the number. If you see her in the streets, tell her that I still love her. See her with a new lover, tell her that I still love her. 808s, heartbreaks, I ain't wanna get started, but I just got started with my memories made in the